uh, um, um, uh, Marcus buys it.
And that is how we start this show. Hey everyone, how are ya? Got to wait till you see if I entertain you. Well, is there any doubt, mate? Come on, really, seriously. Yes, there's plenty of doubt today. There's always a doubt, actually. I don't know what the hell we're going to get up to. Rob Glazier, how are you, my man? Good to see. Blind Neil. Chris Hope, how are you? Haven't seen you for a while, Chris. What are you doing, mate? Pop on if you can. Steve, how are you? And that's around about it. We got to, I've got to remove that one there. That one. And I'll remove that one there. Beautiful. Gary, how are you, my man? Intro was worth a thought. So there you go. Straight up. Here we go, boys. Nice intro for you today, Justin. How are you, mate?
Everybody in the chat, g'day, guys.
Threw me off.
Sorry?
That intro threw me off. I thought we were live. I was like, wait a minute, what the fuck? I was like, damn, that really threw me off. I wasn't expecting that.
Full of surprises, Justin. Full of surprises. Oh, how is everyone this week?
Good.
Good stuff,
As
mate.
well as they'll let us be. Matt, how about you?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. Getting into it.
Do we want to see if we can set a new record for how quickly we can have your live stream taken down?
Well, it depends if Justin wants to share anything.
Oh, no. Don't even blame that shit on me. Where the
Justin,
fuck
we only have you here because you have a very responsible position. Everything that goes wrong, you're responsible.
Justin's responsible. I did actually watch that live show because it is actually still in my studio and I can still see it, but no one else can. But I was just watching it while I was driving somewhere anyway. Actually, I was listening. Hey, I wasn't watching it.
You
anyway,
a professional driver.
And you go, feet up, cruise control, off you go. Jim started playing it, and I'm going, Jim, can I play this shit on here? And he goes, yeah, that's fine. He was worse than you, Justin. yeah, I've done it heaps of times. Off you go. Anyway.
Meanwhile, Jim and Justin are messaging each other behind the. We're going to screw this guy.
Yeah. Watch what happens to his live stream, mongrels. Let's have a little look here. What do we got? Rob Glazier. Brian's here. How are you, Brian? Hey, let me tell you something, folks. Right, I am absolutely freaking blown away, and I don't say that easily. With the Mini 2, Ari's Mini 2, which he's kindly lent me over the last. I've only been out once with it because the weather's been poo, but I'm telling you now, that little drone absolutely pisses all over the original Mavic Pro's camera, knocks it out of the water. Bloody believable. I am so impressed with that thing because once I you still come up with the normal little problems of if you've got a little bit of sky, if you're in like there was a creek I was in and what have you. So that's all nicely exposed, but you do get blown out at the top of the trees where the sky is. You know, that's a bit blown out, and you get that with the Pro and you get that with the Spark. So the only way to combat that, I guess, is to pop the gimbal down a little bit. But anyway, it wasn't the angle I wanted. So anyway, so you do get that. And a little bit of sky fixing here and there, but the darks, the shadows that this little thing picks up, the detail in that thing is incredible. And I've got my video coming out tomorrow of my very, very early morning flight with this Mavic Mini. Love it. Absolutely love it. And I'll tell you what, poor old Sparky won't hold a candle to it.
Jealousy again.
It's going to be jealous, all right, because I'm going to be openly disappointed with that Spark. It's going to be relegated to toilet cleaning duty next
just
month.
Be careful, Ari, because that.
What was that, Justin?
I was going to say, be careful, because with Matt, that Mini 2 may disappear in the mail.
That's all right, mate. I wouldn't have lent it to him if I hadn't already written it off, you know. I've seen Matt fly. I mean, you only see the footage that he publishes.
And by the way, Ari, what are all these scratches and the bent props on it? What is that, mate?
I don't know, mate. I lent it to this guy, and that's how it was.
No, that's how it came to be.
I I think, there's a fair argument to say that the Mini 2 is probably the best value per dollar in the drone market at the moment.
Oh, sensational. Very, very surprising. And you don't really know how good it is until you get it into post and you have a little bit of a look at it. And I did actually, there was a heap of joggers there. My God, they're keen. They are getting up at bloody 4 a.m. So they're out there. There's a whole group of them jogging around the oval that I was at. And I thought this would be a good opportunity to chuck it into 2.7 60 frames. So I did that and just took a little bit of footage and off I went. Now, when I got it back, I could slow that down so much in post without it becoming jerky. It was unbelievable. And that little bit of footage is in there as well. My God, mate, what a drone. What a drone.
Yeah,
You thinking
it's
about
good.
getting one of your own or what?
I've got one. I mean,
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Ari used to have one. Got to shorten those shadows. Bugger that, Gazza. You got no idea, mate. Yeah, no, really, really, really impressed. And yes, it is a definite thought of mine for sure, mate. It's and you know what? When it comes down to it, with the fly app with that thing, look, it's a limited drone anyway, and it's on a limited app. So
It's not a deal breaker.
I wasn't looking for things to do with it that I could normally do. All I needed to do was to get that shutter set correctly, and that's the main thing with that drone.
I'd find it annoying, flying a Mavic 3 on the fly app, but the Mini 2, the app suits the aircraft. And the other thing I like about is that the original Mini 1, it wasn't particularly powerful. You had to watch it in the wind. The Mini 2 is 3 times more powerful. You really don't have to worry. And the endurance, it's even a little bit better than the 2 Pro, I think, in real world terms.
It is. Look, I had the 3 batteries charged, obviously. I went and did my flights, and I went down creeks, and I did all sorts of things. And it got to the point I'd finished all my flying, and I still had a battery left. And it was like, what am I going to do with this? So anyway, I did. And instead of, landing it and walking to the next spot and then taking off, I just flew it in front of me because I knew I had another half hour before the bloody thing was flat.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. No, really, really impressed with it, mate. Really impressed with it. But as I said, the Fly app's different. There was nothing that I hated about the Fly app. There was you can get some information on it just by tapping on. I'm thinking, where's I like that slider, with the estimated return to home. Well, it's still there. The information's still there. You've just got to look for it. And if you click on that battery thing, all the information comes down. And it was like, oh, okay, there it is there. Okay, so there's a bit of shit in there like that, but it's a little bit different. But, I didn't... Hey?
I was going to say, for the size, it has excellent range, too.
Yeah, yeah. Look, to be quite honest, I would have flown my Mavic a lot differently on the day that I did fly the Mini, because... As I said to you, Ari, I think I mentioned it in Jim's show, maybe, I don't know. But for the first time ever, I was in true fear of a bird strike because this thing just wasn't letting up. And I've never had a bird chase me down like that and not let up until I was on the ground. And I think mainly because of the size of it. It just wasn't a threatening thing at all. I've had birds look at the Mavic before, and they've sort of thought twice about it. And to be honest, I have in the past just turned it around and flown at the bird, and that's gone. It got a little bit scared. But something that small, there's no fear on that at all. And as I said, I was lucky that it was a crow, that it couldn't keep up with the yawing of the drone. It was too sharp for it, couldn't do it. And that's how I got it back. Down I was going, oh my God. And I messaged Dari. I said, fuck. It was a pucker moment, mate. And I was thinking to myself, and if you watch the video tomorrow by any chance, Well, if anyone can have a chance tomorrow, chuck it on a 4K TV, and that'll just give you an idea of. I mean, I did use some noise reduction in some lower shots, but that didn't matter because I still had detail. There was no mushy there, you know. Whereas the Mavic Pro, you get the shadows and it's mush, especially foliage. It just disappears into a blend of bullshit. You had to be really careful with that camera, but there was no mush, so I did get a little bit of noise reduction in post on it, but the image, oh my god, fantastic.
Yeah, good on you, Brian. A bird ate my drone. And by the way, Brian, what we've got today, I hope you're looking after my dog. Just thought I'd get that in there.
Yeah. Bird ate your drone. It would have eaten my drone too. Shit.
As many complaints as that I've heard about the Pro camera, the Mini 1 would probably be better than that thing.
The Pro 1, though, Justin, I mean, you know, how old? 7 years this year, I think, since it came out.
Something like that.
You know, we've come a long way in that sort of time.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny Joan Job.
Tongue-tied there,
Johnny Drone Flyer. How are you, my man? Thanks for popping in. Ed, I haven't said g'day to you yet either. How are you, my man? Yeah, look, I always said when the first Mini came out that I would still prefer to fly the Spark, and that was absolutely no replacement. Number one, because it was still Wi-Fi, and number two, there was no real advantage of that camera on it. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, this thing here, the Mini 2, it just eats it for dead.
It's definitely a mini version of the Aero 2. Go ahead, Ari.
We'll both go down.
Yeah, the one area that the Spark is still king, in my opinion, is durability, robustness.
Oh yes, yeah.
You know, I mean, when you get down to a drone the size of a Mini 2, I don't need it to be folding. I would have been happy to have all the Mini 2 features in a frame like the Spark.
At that size, yes.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, it's as the Spark, it's not as flimsy either when it comes to the props and all that sort of stuff. It's a solid little unit, mate. You know, it's the HQ of the skies. It's just
it comes apart with rust as it flies past. You can feel the rust.
Only in the windowsills.
Yeah.
And the bottom of the doors.
And behind the back bumper bar.
Yeah. Oh, and the back window too, yeah. Sorry, that's a car, everyone. HQ.
That's right, for all of our American friends. It's a General Motors car, about 1971 to 73, and everybody around Matt and my age has owned one until it rusted away.
I wish the hell I still had it. That'd be worth it.
I think the only downfall of the Spark is that was a loud little son of a bitch.
It was, and you know what? This is what stopped me from getting the original Air, because I like the Air's camera more than. Hello, fellas.
Steve,
I like the Air's camera a lot more than I did the Pro. But I got the Pro because I got a loud bloody Spark, and the Air was horrendous, and I just didn't want that anymore. So I ended up going with the Pro, which I wasn't unhappy about. You know, it's yeah, the range.
You liked the Pro, didn't you?
Oh, look, you know what? When I was using it, yes, had its downfalls and all that, which I had to work with. But as I just said, the Mini, I don't know if you heard or not, though.
Yeah, I did.
Oh my God, so impressive! And I've actually shown Jim the video, and I made him put it on. I didn't make him; he did it voluntarily. But he popped it on his 4K TV, and he was paying particular attention to the dark areas, and very, very impressive detail. I've got some shots in there which are deliberately done, so I've got some light and light on trees and shadow behind, and the details you can still see in those shadows it just shits all over the Pro.
Mind you,
Absolutely.
He always takes a difficult shot when you have the morning shot with the sun shining on some of it, but not the rest of it.
Yeah.
But you were still able to see through the trees, which I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But as I said, can't be auto. Otherwise, it's just you can't do it. And you've got to make sure that you've got your shutter exactly where you need it. And it was like old school, going back old school again with no aperture. I was like, oh, my God. So this shutter is way out where I need it. I don't need it here, but you have to get your exposure. Yeah. So then you've got to adjust your shot speed-wise to adjust for what shutter you're doing. Otherwise, the footage is blurry as shit.
But
Too
I
much
don't think,
motion blur.
at that price point, I don't think any of us sort of begrudge it too much. I mean, when you're
No.
talking about something that's 2 or 3 times the price and it doesn't have variable, then it's a bit of an issue.
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, it's
Hey.
not an issue. Absolutely, it's not. Yeah.
Can I say right quick here that I had reminder on for Gary's show, Brian
right, Johnny.
Ariels, and for this one, and I didn't get Google reminders from either one. I popped in on YouTube, and I saw that you were on. I'm like, oh shit, and I checked my mail and came over.
Hey,
This
John.
reminder thing, when you go to your homepage and it says turn the reminder on, it's not working.
You get a reminder every week in your Facebook Messenger.
It's not that we didn't remind him for 10 minutes last week.
Hey, Tom.
And I deliberately went on late today because of the belly aching last week.
I was going to say you were late.
Going on.
Wait. He could have went back and watched that, but it got taken down. That's right.
Oh, that's right.
Is that back up now, Matt? Did we fix that?
No,
mate.
No, they
No.
completely
he's
blocked it.
lazy, Jim. Won't do it.
It's
Jim sent me a message on, I don't know whether it was the day after, saying, "Would you believe that Matt's stream got taken down?" I was like, "Wait, what?"
The
yeah.
whole thing, even though I had played that same SNL skit, I don't know, it must have been a year earlier, and mine wasn't taken down.
But maybe it was because you played it back 2 or 3 times. Maybe that was it.
Did you see the
you-
Dusty Muffin I sent you guys in Messenger?
Yeah, asshole.
If you don't like your sweaty balls, you can have a Dusty Muffin.
Yeah, I saw
Do you know
the one
what?
put in there about me too.
Oh, yeah.
I got to say good day to Thomas here. Thomas, mate, I was going to message you yesterday because I hadn't heard from you for a while, and obviously I didn't. I don't know
Didn't
what
message
happened.
him, did you? Because you didn't care enough about your own friends to send a text and say, hey, what's happening?
Yeah.
Hey,
no,
Robert Glazier.
I got distracted because Jim sent me a message. I can't do something in the chair.
Yeah, he
No, I
got
didn't.
distracted.
No, I
'cause-
didn't. I sent you a message. No, I'm almost sitting on the floor. This chair that's rated for 220 pounds is absolutely. I got to show you guys this. This is insane.
Snapped it.
The chair is snapped. I don't know how long this cord is, but here's the arms of the chair. It's literally, there's no light there. It's
Yeah, at
literally
this point-
broken.
At this point, we are all very glad that, unlike most news readers, Jim wears pants when he's online.
Yes.
Hey, Lon.
Doesn't want everyone to see his vagina. How are you, Lon? How are you, my man? And Stingray, Gary, how are you? I think Stingray, he was in a plane last week or something like that. Anyway, you know that live show that got pulled down. He was on that one.
Hey, Brent Nunley.
Hey guys, I got
Brandon.
a question to throw
Brandon.
out here to you, and I don't know if anybody's done it yet or not. On the Fly app, the wonderful app that you guys have been talking about, on my Mavic Air 2, I finally went live the other day. I sat there and I put it on the ground. I did a test under private. Went back into YouTube, put it back on public, did it again, double checked it, went out and flew. I went live, but I couldn't see myself live. To this date, I don't even see the video, and people are telling me, yes, you were live.
It's not in your YouTube under the live. No, huh?
Nothing.
Okay. Have you gone into your studio and gone into
Content.
into your contents? You've got videos and live, right?
Right, live.
So you've gone into that live tab to see what's there.
Kind of like what I just
the
asked.
last one that's there is clear back from July.
That
I
is
don't know why
weird.
I have you on here. I swear to
Just
God.
got done asking him that. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
here,
but I
Bob.
put it-
Thank you, Bob. At
can't-
least there's
he can't
another person
What's
that
those
says that.
Australians?
He can't understand mumble, so I had to decode it for Steve.
It's those damn Australians.
I had to put it into an accent he can understand.
Why are you guys on the top and the good people of America are on the bottom? Why is that? Switch this around.
Pass.
How's that?
The company's gotten better down here, Steve.
Oh, we're splitting it
There we
half
go.
and half.
See? nothing but belly aching. I told you, didn't I, Justin? Nothing but belly aching. Now, where are we? Steve Carpenter.
Tomas, Bob Casey. Place it here.
Yeah, Bob said he saw it.
You got a good crowd tonight, man.
People say they saw it, but I've yet to see it. It's
Mate,
not
we always-
posted, nothing.
We always get good people in
Let me
here,
see
mate.
if I go to your channel, Steve.
Oh, it's exactly what I'm doing. Don't
Oh, okay,
pretend
okay.
that you got the idea first.
Jesus
Now,
Christ.
now, boys.
That's because
Not
I have a
everything's-
brain.
Not
Yeah,
everything's
went to my
competition.
channel, monitor, what is it? You click on it, it's called
Oh, shit, man. Where's your bloody... Where is
Manage
it?
Videos, and then under Live.
That's the aerials, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I can share the screen.
You didn't see it because this whole channel's gone, or what?
No, he's the first one. He pops up number one. Under all video. It's there, Steve. Oh, no.
What?
That says 4 months ago.
Yeah, July 4th.
It's possible. Maybe you just fell into some kind of glitch in the system and it just didn't.
Were
You
you,
didn't-
by any chance using any other app, intermediary app? Or you just live stream straight from the drone?
You didn't by
You
any
do it
chance
straight-
mention.
I was flying it in the Fly app using RMTP.
Right.
Clicked it, went live, went out
Yeah.
live, and I couldn't see myself live, so I was just sitting there talking to myself, and just in case. And
Yeah.
Andrew Silver Fox is the one I was in chat the other night. He goes, "Hey, that was a good live stream that you didn't see."
Johnny Drumfire says it says live, but you get an error. Did you get an error that you didn't see, Steve?
No.
Well, how would you know? He wouldn't have saw it.
I tested it
It would have been on
first.
his on-screen
But-
display.
I tested it first by going private, and it loaded up, and I could see it, and it came up my YouTube channel and everything. Cleared it out, went back, made it public,
Me too, Bob.
and saved the settings and everything. And obviously, people are seeing it, but
Like I
it's
said,
not on my channel.
Maybe you just fell into some weird glitch that they haven't worked out yet.
That could be, Justin, with all the glitches that YouTube's been having.
Listen,
Is that your
there
is
you
that
are.
your technical advice? Just
You got this. You got this.
okay.
Shut the hell up, Matt.
Well, you sounded like you knew what you were talking about. Those
For half
glitches.
a second.
Not even.
Will you two go back to bitching at each other, please?
It's far more entertaining.
I knew we share that around, Justin. We share that around.
Actually, I thought today was Pick on Justin Day.
Hey, Mike
Oh.
Roche, Welsh Rob.
Well,
Hey, Mike.
my live stream got taken down last week, but we'll blame Justin because he was there.
And
It's
it usually
funny.
is Justin's fault.
No. Even though Jim said clearly, it's fine to play. Don't worry about it.
He did. He
You
did.
tell me that all the time.
He said, I own the rights to it.
Yeah.
No.
It's actually me in costume. Yeah. Mike Roche, how are you? And Welsh Rob, welcome in, boys.
Yeah, go ahead and adjust those glasses.
Yeah,
I've
that's
got something to say to you, Justin.
yeah. My live stream shows nothing, and I just thought in case anybody had any ideas.
Maybe
Yeah, it's
you didn't
with the
mention
technical
Shwed.
glitch.
When you were doing the live stream, you didn't mention sweaty balls, did you, Steve? That seems to be dead.
No. I didn't do that
say
like
that.
these guys are doing.
Hey, Steve, but at the time, people actually saw it, right?
I heard people saw it after I was done, and I forget whose live stream I'd caught at work, and they said, "Yeah, we saw you live." But I
That's
thought,
odd.
well, maybe it's just caching, and it would finally come up. Nothing's come up.
4th
That's
of
our
July.
There it
Okay.
is, under live, and it's my last one is clear back here.
That's 4th of July. When was
Yeah.
that done?
Yeah.
It says the
Oh,
date
4th of
on it,
July, I
July
think.
5th.
Oh, does it? Oh,
See where it
sorry.
says date?
Oh,
Don't let those big words confuse you. DATE.
Yeah.
Is that what it means?
Well, it was an acronym. Where are we? Oh, let me get this off. Bloody hell. That's what happens when I put a comment up, and then I just yabber about all sorts of shit for the next 10 minutes. And then you got to go through the whole stream or the chat right up to the one you. Oh, no, you don't. You could click on the one next down, couldn't you?
Yes,
Yes,
you
you
could
can.
show everybody's comments
And there you go. Oh,
instead of
geez,
staying
here
on
we go.
one comment for half an
He's
hour.
having a crap.
Tomas is saying that he left me a comment on it. And what Gary says.
That's why. As
Analytics.
soon as I saw Tom's comment, gone.
Hey Jim, when you commented on that drone footage I put up of the Kyle Rittenhouse,
Yeah.
I couldn't get to your comment. It said comment not found when I went into YouTube Studio.
No kidding.
It wouldn't let me respond to it. It's doing that to everybody's fucking comment section. It's getting super annoying too.
Hey, Steve, go to content again. Content on your left-hand side.
Go to what? I'm sorry?
Content on your left-hand side. July 24th.
And then when he hits live, it shows the July 4th one.
Wow.
Is yours, that one you did, Matt, with Sweaty Balls, is that even showing up on your, it is showing up on your list, doesn't it?
In my studio it is. If I go into the studio, it's in there with a big red mark through it.
I've never seen that. Can you put that up? Can you
Yeah.
share that screen? I've never seen that, honestly.
Hmm.
Now, where else
You
could
saw the
Steve
live
go?
test, Bob? That was private. How in the hell did you find that?
Don't you worry about that.
Where are we? Got this one here. We'll share that one there, share that there, and go up there.
Well, it was just like Matt had a short that was, labeled as unlisted, but everybody could see it.
Oh, right there, blocked. Wow.
Copyright claim.
Now, yeah, click on that.
Yeah, you ain't never got one of those red blocks when I did it.
No, I never did. No, I got the
No.
Try
copyright.
harder. Work harder. Try harder.
If you're gonna do it, I'm gonna do it right. You know what I mean?
It
I'm
really
gonna get
fuck up his show.
really, yeah.
And what does it say on your studio homepage? Because you know how mine shows the 2 of 2 claims.
Oh God, I don't know.
Because that's right there. Important notifications. Video received a copyright claim. View
Yeah.
options. That's where it tells me to either mute the music or trim the video.
Ineligible.
Video cannot be monetized. Select action.
Go over select action on the right. Yeah, click on that.
Trim out
Trim
segment.
segment out.
No, I'm going to dispute it.
No,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
do that.
You win that one.
Yeah.
I'm glad Steve's comment is still up, blocking him out.
Trim out the segment. You're just going to
Fucking
lose the
hell,
live
Jim.
chat.
Yeah, you're doing a great job there, Matt.
Yeah, well, I left it up there that long so you could get through those sentences. I know it takes you about half an hour. Have you got to the full stop yet?
I can feel the love here. And Lon, at Steve and my age, it's basically a senior decade, no longer a senior moment.
So you could trim that section out.
Yeah, I could do that. It didn't come up before like that. When I said I couldn't do anything with it,
Yes.
trim out segment. Okay. Yeah, I'll do
And
that
then
when I've
hit
got time.
continue.
I'll do that I'll do that when I get a little bit of time.
Oh, because
had-
like you're going to precisely edit it? No,
Yes,
they're
I
going
am.
to do it.
No,
just
I'll
hit
precisely
continue.
edit it. I'm going to tell them what to do.
No, yeah, that'll work.
Yeah,
You're acting like this is a democracy.
no. There's no such thing as that anymore.
Hey,
God
Kyle
damn
went
it.
free, so
Kyle Rittenhouse went free. There are still rights in America to
Dude,
save
I
your
was-
life when a man is pointing a Glock at your head.
I jumped up screaming out of my bed this morning and it hurt my back again.
What was he doing in bed with you?
Yeah.
Always got to go to the sickest shit, man. I swear.
Well, you just said you started screaming at him in bed this
No,
morning.
I was talking about when they did the when they announced
Why
the
was he
verdict.
in bed at 1 p.m?
Because
and
my
why was he
back-
with you?
Because I threw my back out the other day, and I've been in the bed for the last 3 days because it hurts really bad.
Was he
How did you throw
massaging you?
your back out? Where'd you throw it to?
Oh my god!
I still don't know why he was in bed with you.
In 1 p.m. When the, when
Yeah.
the,
Don't
notice came
worry
through.
about why he was in the bed with me. That's not.
It's
your
called
business.
slumming it, Matt.
Well,
Well, that clears it all up, Matt. Don't worry about why he was in the bed with me. That clears
Yeah.
it all up.
it doesn't clear anything, does it?
No.
It's just like must be a glitch. Doesn't sort anything out.
What's
Yeah, it
up,
does.
Jody?
It just totally
Come shout-
confuses everybody more.
It does, but it does answer a few questions that we've all been talking about.
But yeah, Matt
Justin.
and Jim replayed bestiality videos for like 30 minutes last week.
I don't understand what you're talking about. We were merely showing Adrian and how he handles his
Un-
horse.
Unfortunate accident, and it was more of an educational thing, if I'm
Yes.
going to be honest,
Yes.
just to show everybody what not to do.
I love you.
You don't-
Papa, answer the phone. It's Riley.
Oh, that's
I
funny.
love you.
Aw. Unlike Matt's. Answer the phone, mate.
Answer the phone, dickhead. Yeah. Yeah. Drone shots. I don't think it's a Canadian. Jody, how are you, mate? We got here. Yes. So, your stuff there, Steve. I don't know what the hell happened there. That's weird. Really weird. And it's not even showing up on your studio. People have seen it. It's not showing up on your studio.
People commented on it.
People commented. It's not there anymore.
It's never there. Not anymore. It was never there. And now it's got me confused that Tomas says he commented on my test video, which was set for private.
But see,
Well-
like I said, that happened to Matt when he did his short and had it
Did.
listed unlisted. People were watching it and commenting on it. He didn't even know it.
Yeah.
And that's what I usually do. When I go to do a test, I don't just go live, a lot of people do, and you're on for, 15 seconds a minute and then you're off. And, it's people are wondering what you're doing. So, I always set it private, and it recorded fine. Because I was inside one of the units that I'm working on, and I just put it down the floor and I made sure it was putting out the broadcast, turned it off. And then I thought, well, I'm going to go out and I go live. I went back on YouTube, made sure I changed it to public, saved the settings and everything, closed it down, went outside. And then I thought, well, maybe YouTube said, well, I saw you live once already. I'm not going to notify anybody else again because you've already been live once. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's very possible because you went and switched it in the middle of it. It messed it up somehow.
Because it was within, say, 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look what Brent Ariels wrote.
I had a private video that someone I don't understand how when I start up StreamYard and it's not live or anything, there's people that are already commenting in StreamYard,
It's not in StreamYard. They're commenting through YouTube.
but it's not live yet.
It doesn't matter. Your intent to go live is on your page, and then it opens up the comment section before you go live.
We're
That's
We're just watching you, Jim. That's what it is. We're stalking you.
Well, I don't mind that.
Everyone stalks Jim.
Yeah,
We know that.
yeah.
Jim knows that he puts on a show.
Waiting for me to screw up.
We're
Yeah,
not
we
waiting
don't
for
do
that. We're
You
waiting
only
for you
screw-
not to screw up, to be honest.
You
Not a
only
long
screw
way.
up when you're flying a Matrice in the vicinity of large trees, Jim.
How do you deny it? I put it on film.
Hey, it's my turn on Friday night. This coming Friday, I get to fly a 600 Pro and a Matrice 300 at night.
Well, that 600 is a lot easier because it's like a tank.
The only well, it's I'm doing a license upgrade. I did the theory yesterday. I've got to do the practical flights next Friday. The thing that I don't like is they make you fly the 600 without a payload. And, you know, they're not the most stable thing in the world without that. And, you know, in ADI mode as well. But anyway, you got to do what you got to do.
I don't understand why we don't have that. We should have that practical testing here.
That's right, Bob. That's right. Film all you want. Yeah.
That was
So
that
Ari-
guy's fifth time, man. I'm just tired of him. I'm not going to argue with him
Ari,
anymore.
Ari, why are you flying a drone with no payload?
Basically, mate, you know, out here to do any license level, you've got to do a minimum of 5 hours practical assessment on the aircraft.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you know, I'm doing a license upgrade. I'm doing the heavy lift, you know, for the heaviest blanket certification and night operations, commercial night operations. So combine the two, it means I get to fly, you know, up to a 50-pound drone at night to be stamped as competent. Little do they know.
I actually found out not long ago, Ari, that you don't actually need a license to fly at night time. Because I was in my backyard and I just took off at night and it took off and I didn't have a license and it still worked.
we won't get into that discussion.
And that there makes it legal.
That's how we figured it out.
Well, the drone let me, officer.
It's a DJI drone. It's going to stop me if I'm doing anything illegal.
Oh yeah, like when we had the oil spill off the coast here, they put a TFR, temporary TFR, running all the way up the coastline, all the way down here to Dana Point, where I'm
For
at.
about a month.
Okay, they had it, but it was right on the shoreline. Now, if you look at the FAA, that's on the shoreline. What does DJI do? They took Huntington Beach, where was at, and drew a circle. It went out 20 miles. So
Oh,
here
my
I
God.
am at my project in Laguna Niguel, which is roughly, say, 10 miles inland from the coast. It wouldn't let you take off. You were locked down that whole entire time until they lifted it.
Well,
Well,
Shit.
why would there be? They don't want a drone falling into the river
They had
and
aircraft
starting a fire.
They had Coast Guard aircraft constantly
Ocean.
flying back and forth because of the test checking for the spill.
Spreading the
Yeah,
oil
they
with their blades. Okay.
There you
No,
go.
I
Yeah,
just
they-
don't understand why you put a
they're
TFR
dangerous.
over an oil spill. It's stupid.
dangerous, mate.
Well, it's just like DJI said. I guess they don't know the difference between a rectangle and drawing a big circle.
Everything's a circle with them. I don't get it.
You know,
I
what they
remember
say,
you were
Steve?
pretty pissed.
Nothing exceeds like excess.
All in the name of safety, Ari.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Safety
know.
first.
Just know that if they pass enough rules, they can protect us from ourselves.
Yep.
Mm. That word, I've said it in the past, that word safety should be stricken from the English dictionary. It causes so many problems.
I just want to take Bruce Simpson into the FAA on a leash and let him off.
That's
Yeah.
right. At least we're not talking politics.
Mm.
We've got a
What?
bill going to the Senate that doubles the size of the Internal Revenue Service.
Yeah, what was it, like 86,000 fucking new
Well,
agents
you know-
they wanted to hire?
Yeah, what was what was talking about Bruce? You know, he was making a point the other day, which was pointing at the states. You've got to have remote ID and all of this to fly a drone. When the death toll from drone accidents is 0, but you can fly an ultralight in the United States with no training, no license. That
Isn't
really
that
makes
bizarre?
sense. Yeah,
Isn't
that
that
makes
bizarre?
sense.
Yeah.
Overreach,
Absolutely
regulatory
bizarre.
overreach.
Yeah.
There's a word. There's actually a phrase. It's called common sense. That is not in the vocabulary of government.
It's particularly uncommon in the halls of government, Steve.
Yeah. And it's like the legislation that they pass sometimes got no common sense to it whatsoever.
There's
soon
a
as they
dude.
put- I'll just
Go ahead,
shut up.
finish, Josh.
No, you're right, mate. Fuck.
No, I was just thinking of those paramotors. There's a dude that did one. He did a 12,000 foot height fly. This is the guy that flies to go to McDonald's and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I've
sure
seen
you
his
guys have
videos.
seen him, right?
I've seen his
Hmm.
videos, yeah.
I mean, not for nothing. He's got a parachute on top of him, but I don't want to drop from 12,000 feet.
Mm-mm. Yes, Bob, I am, mate.
And like
no
you
one,
say,
no one in Australia would get toilet paper if Matt didn't go to work. Matt's personally
right.
responsible for delivering all of the toilet paper in Australia. Some of it's not even used.
they're refrigerating toilet paper now.
The majority.
Well, the used stuff they refrigerate, Jim. Yeah, hey, come on, there is such a thing as hygiene in Australia, you know.
You got to let it dry out though, Ari. Otherwise, it's still a little bit bacterial. So leave it out in the sun for a while. That's my experience, anyway. It'll be, yes. So yeah, off to work again today, mate.
Bummer.
I know what I've got to do, so I'm not looking forward to it.
Mike Roach says, "Good to see you, Ari."
Oh yeah, I replied. It's good to see Mike.
Oh, okay.
Any-
I didn't see that.
Anytime Mike turns up, you know, the whole tone of the day has just gone up.
Solid guy.
Really?
Agree.
Yeah.
Couldn't say the same about Matt, but
I could, but I'd be lying.
It's actually the opposite, isn't it? It's the yin and yang of two.
What is it? What? No. What's going on here, Justin? I'll never have a go at you, and yet you're.
oh, you're full of shit.
That's
And,
because
you
he's
know,
just sitting back there going, I'm going to wait. I'm going to let this one out.
Yeah. Hey, look, bloody. You know, I'm trying to host a nice show here, and Justin's just having a go at the host. You know.
Justin,
Oh,
it's
oh.
okay. It's okay to play my video, Stucky.
Yeah, that's his.
Oh no! You lost that right to speak on that.
Why?
You gave him the go ahead. You said, "Yep, yeah, you can play it. It's fine."
Because I've played it on my channel.
He wasn't live at the time, but yeah, he's played it.
It was a private stream. He's playing it for himself.
It's probably a test on freaking Facebook Messenger.
That's the same way that music that I have from 4 or 5 years ago on some of these videos. The music is no longer YouTube free or something.
Yeah,
So
it's
then
been
all of a
taken out of the library.
Yeah, all of a sudden you get a copyright claim from a video, from 2017.
Maddie, how are you, mate?
Lon Bernard has been up 6,000 feet in an ultralight. The problem with that for me, Lon, is as soon as my ass is parked in the seat, the definition of ultralight no longer applies.
It actually gets lighter, Ari, as you shit your pants and it falls out.
That's called weight balancing, right?
It is.
There's a lot of trust in
the
that
load.
thing.
Load balancing.
I'm a bit disappointed. I mean, we had Chris Hope in the chat early on. I thought we were going to have him on the panel. I thought the tone was going to go up immeasurably here.
No. Chris is only polite on other people's streams. Once he gets on here, it goes. Yeah, he doesn't hold back. So,
Well,
But
when
it's
he has
classy.
a nip or two,
he
when
goes,
he's got his beer salts out.
That's when you hear that in the background, you know you're in for a good night here with Chris. But yeah, it doesn't look like he's still here, which is a bit of a bugger. And where the hell is Adrian? It's been like, I don't know, a month or so since he's been on this show. My God, he's never here anymore. He always says, "Oh, send me a link." He's already got one. He gets one every week. I can't find it. It's in your email.
Don't worry,
Which
mate.
one? The
He'll-
same
he'll
one I
be
send
back.
it to everyone.
He'll be back when his little one gets to about 5 years of age, and then when she reaches 16, he'll be gone again.
Yeah, exactly. He'd be out there chasing the boys away.
What do you mean? I bribed them to take my daughter off my hands, but
Right.
can't afford it.
Mac.
Doesn't happen.
No, I can't afford that sort of a bribe, apparently.
Oh, AZ
Aren't we
Drone
lucky,
Dude got,
Matt?
Matt AZ Drone Dude got his Mavic 3 today.
Did he really?
Yeah, he got the Sena Flymore combo
Wow.
with the
Ooh.
smart controller.
I think
I wonder how he's
Flymore
going to
is-
go.
It's a sweet spot.
Look, I'll tell you, because I downloaded that footage off the 3, and I was playing around with that in.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, but mine didn't come out black and white, Jim.
If
And
what we're
mucking
talking
ar-
about is Billy Kyle's footage, he put footage up to download. It's about 8-9 gigabytes each file. But if you're interested,
Yeah. Look, being fair about it though, Jim, and not putting any shade on Billy Kyle this time. Like how long was it before we started to see really good footage come out of the Evo 2 when it came out? It takes people a little while.
Still haven't.
Yeah, to take a brand new drone, take footage on the first day you've got it, and put it up there.
Still waiting for some good footage from that drone. If you can take the magenta bleed out of the picture, it's not too bad.
It's going to take people a little while to figure out what works out best with the Mavic 3, I think.
if I was
you know what?
if I was going to buy that Mavic 3, I wouldn't buy it till after you guys told me that the app could actually handle the camera. Apparently, the modes are all say coming soon.
Yeah,
January.
Well, when they do come, it's going to have
January.
lots of features. It's going to have lots of features and all that sort of stuff. So I'm not going to judge a drone on what it is at the moment by any means.
Well, I mean,
but,
you really can't get a good full review on it until all
Right.
that stuff comes out.
Well, then
No,
I
that's
go into
right.
my conspiracy theory mode. Did they push that out because of the FCC trying to break their balls, or
They want
for the Christmas
I think.
crowd,
Yeah, I
what-
think so.
the tinfoil hat on top of his Inspire back there.
yes, there is.
But by all accounts, though, it's a pretty nice looking picture. But as I said, I put that footage into DaVinci, and my computer at times did struggle with the after coloring the log. There were no transitions or anything in it, and it did have a little bit of a jerky time sometimes playing that footage, and then it'd go to another file and it'd play fine. So there was something within that file that it didn't like. Now, whether it was a download thing or not, I don't know.
All
But when
the
it-
girl modes are dropping next January. What girl modes? I
The
heard
little
that
girl knows.
you couldn't control the camera.
This is what I'd be worried about. I'm worried about all the flying around, all that sort of shit. Although there are some spectacular. I mean, the Air 2S, Bob Casey. Yes, it was Bob Air 2S when he had he had his pickup there, and it was doing that automatic. Fantastic shots, really nice
Oh
shots.
yeah.
Oh, when he
dude.
was doing the follow me mode.
Yeah, or
Yeah,
whatever it's called. Yeah,
The Air 2S is a great.
The yard
I think-
around the front of the vehicle and all that. It was
yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah,
really
it
nice.
gives you a really like car commercial type feel to it when it's
Mm.
Peter
doing
Carroll.
that.
Hi, Peter.
Chuck, how are you, man? Peter Carroll.
His one with the Bob Casey's video where he did the fall colors video. Holy Christ. He had to search for like 6 hours to find that song to go with that music, to go with that video. It's just perfectly coordinated. I've talked to him on the phone. He said it was quite a while.
You know
You
what's
know how
got
you
me-
guys, if you get into a music channel and you start going through the songs, nah. You know
You know what's
you're there
got
for
me
hours.
scared is DJI wants to release all these new updates right in January. That's during Chinese New Year's. Everybody's gone. They've left
Yeah, but,
the company.
Mate, this is China. You don't get holidays in China. You just get an extra grain of rice for the day, and you have to keep working.
Well, in China, when you celebrate the New Year's, they take off because that's one thing I learned is one of the CEOs of a company called Mflex, they were here in Anaheim. They were the creator of the first iPhone circuit board. They started the whole process for Apple. They ended up going over there and they built their whole new facilities in China, got it in there. You've got all these people hired. And at that time, your payments that you get for your salary, you only get 50% of your salary every payday.
Look at Bob
And
wrote,
then in
Matt.
Chinese New Year's, you get the other 50%. So when you're gone off, they lost 33% of their employees that never came back after Chinese New Year's.
I
The
heard that.
first year after they built their plant over there.
You jack shit. Oh,
Hey, John
I've just
Blues
lost-
Media and Pete Carroll.
here we go. No, right, okay. Lon, he's obviously got one. So you can adjust the aperture and all that sort of shit and blah 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 blah, or within the camera there. That's really awesome. I like that. Yeah. Well, there was people talking about they couldn't do anything with it. I just want to know too, if you're filming in log, is your ISO automatically set to 400?
Yep,
Yeah,
400.
which you
There is a
cannot
guy, I can't think of his name. I'm sure somebody in the comments will know. He did a review on it, and he actually has an Excel spreadsheet. It lists, I think, 22 features that are not yet working, but will be here in January.
Camera wise,
across the whole bird.
Oh,
okay.
Adrian? I mean, Aldrin?
Could be. I did watch it.
Gotcha,
Aldrin?
Bob.
Oh, I think it may have been Flight Path. Aldrin.
Yes. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
But they've been doing that, locking the D-Log ISO. They've been doing that since the X5 camera in 2015, the Inspire 1.
Actually, Welsh
Pro
Rob,
has the,
Rob is in here. He's got I think he's got an X7. X7, is it?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting to see.
X5S and then X7.
Yeah. Okay. So he's got one of them, Welsh Rob. Whether he's still here or not, I don't know. So that'd be interesting to find out to him whether the 7's locked at 400 as well.
That's $8,000 worth of equipment right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
$4,000 for the lenses.
That's fantastic.
Ha! Yeah, okay. I'll stick with the X5S and be able to use Olympus lenses and save $5,000. That's crazy, making their own DL mount. That didn't hurt. Nah, boo boo.
Drone Views Media. Got a link.
It seems like the aperture is more about fine-tuning exposure than anything else. Depth of
Mike.
field doesn't seem to change much at all.
Hey, Mike, I sent you one on Messenger, mate.
I think
Chuck,
it's
that's weird. That's the whole purpose of a aperture.
I
You
think
can
it's
control your
trying to
depth of
focus
field.
everything at
Yeah,
one time
fancy that.
across an 84-degree field.
See, like video aperture is more about fine-tuning exposure than anything else. Depth of field doesn't seem to change much at all.
Wow.
Well, Chuck.
Here we go.
Damn, I'm going back to the Phantom 4 too.
It makes a huge difference, Chuck, especially with stills. Depending on where your aperture is where your depth of field will be, where your focal point is. When you in auto mode, it won't make any difference at all. Look like shit.
Yeah.
But the depth of field when you're using manual, changing your shutter speed and aperture. Look, man, I've got some amazing depth of field, very, very close. Well, when I'm using that Mavic 2's camera, even in video mode, you can get a nice depth of field with a framed subject and the background being blurred. You just got to muck around with it a bit more, man.
You're talking on the Pro 2 Pro?
Well, I just said videos, Chuck.
You actually said videos about 2 seconds after we put that comment up.
Yeah.
Matt, you're talking the 2 Pro? You're talking about?
Yeah, that obsolete piece of junk.
What
it's
is?
really interesting how everybody's saying that the Air 2S is better quality than the
I disagree
Mavic
with
2
that.
Pro.
I disagree with that, Steve. But what I will say is the Air 2S gives better quality with less experience. If you know how to work your camera, you can do better out of the 2 Pro. But if you are just shooting in auto, there's nothing that beats the Air 2S.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's amazing for the price too, as well. Like,
Yeah, I was just looking. In fact, I was looking on Costco here. A friend of mine was looking after buying a drone for their dad, and they have they call it a bundle, but it's even the Mini 2, which comes with a case, a battery, SD card, and the drone is $439.99, and they're now selling the Air 2S with the same thing. So you get the one battery, the chip, controller, drone for $989.
What chip?
You get like a
SD card.
because the Costco bundles are like way different than everybody else's. Like
Yeah.
some of their like more of their fly more type combo kits will only have 2 batteries, not 3.
This one only has one. They call them bundle. They're not the combos, like we're used to
Right.
hearing.
But their bundles are definitely way different than everybody else's. They always get these
Yeah.
weird ones.
How do they do that? I mean, it's all coming from DJI, isn't it?
Oh, hang on. I'm going to answer Chuck here again. Yeah. Oh, no. I have answered him. Okay. So we do. Yeah, obviously. No, mate. Yeah. Okay. So your aperture when you're up high and all that sort of thing. Look, when you got sunrises and all that sort of stuff, you can change your aperture. If you go like 11, your sun's going to be more of a starry type effect. If you go 2.8, the sun is going to be bigger and more blown out. This is what aperture does to that. You won't get depth of field if you're any distance from anything. What I'm talking about is having something focal point very close, and then the background will be blurred. If you use that focal point, the background won't be as in focus as the your focal point, that's for sure. And especially if you're yawing or something like that, where you've still got a little bit of motion blur there, even with 30 frames a second, that will be crystal clear. And the background, because of that aperture set and because of the movement, you're going to get a lot more depth of field with that sort of thing too. So anyway,
Matt, when you were playing with the Mini 2, did you end up messing with the gimbal speed or anything?
no, I never really messed with gimbal speed.
He got that pre-messed with, Justin.
You got that what?
You got it pre-messed with.
Yes, yeah, I did. Look, it was probably the speed that I was after. So I've got mine's a fairly sort of quick gimbal speed, but because I've said it before, depending on the shot I'm doing is how fast I want that gimbal to go. So I've set it pretty quick. So because it's actuating and you'll get your different speeds out of it depending on what shot I'm doing is how fast I'm going to do this thing. It just saves me going in there and changing the speed of the bloody gimbal all the time. So I just use that wheel because it is actuating to get the speeds that I want for any shot that I'm doing, So the speed actually which Ari's got it set at is probably around about where I'd have it anyway.
Joke's on you, Mom. Who said I got out of rehab?
Yeah, look at him. He looks like chill out, Ari.
Yeah, I'm comfortable, man.
I think he's in a hospital chair.
No, shit, man. This
No.
is my bedroom. It might as well be a
Yeah,
hospital
we've said that before, that his bedroom looks like a hospital room.
or a prison.
Yes, we have. I think it's the blue sheets.
Yeah.
The blue sheets do it. Yeah.
Is it the blue sheet or is that white coat with his arms wrapped around his back?
Oh
He's the
yeah,
escape
drone
artist.
that default setting for the gimbal speed is pretty damn quick. I've always turned it down too.
Oh, don't get me wrong. Mine's not default. Yeah, by any means. Yeah, I think it's like maybe, I don't know, 13 or 14. I can't remember. It's been that long
Yeah.
since I said it.
Yeah, 15 is normally where I put it. Every DJI drone I ever get, first thing straight into gimbal settings, 15.
Mine's
Bingo.
actually on 13. I did that a long time ago.
But you're always a bit slow, Jimmy.
I like that slow at the end. I don't like it coming to a quick stop. Can't
Yeah,
stand
you want that slow, buttery, smooth.
Either that or use Zaddy mode to get it just right.
If you don't know how to edit, that's why, Jim. What have we got? Morning,
Who doesn't
evening,
know how to edit?
posts.
You?
Okay.
You've been editing pretty good. I wouldn't say you suck.
Thanks, Jim. Yeah, thanks.
No problem.
I'll say, if you like, if someone has to say it.
He said he's mediocre at best.
Man,
He's
look, we're trying to bring him up, all right? He's got to go to work. We don't want him going to work on a down beat.
because if I start slightly down, it gets worse.
Yes.
When I go out on a high, by the end of the day, it's where I should be if I was down to when I started. So it doesn't get too bad.
Mister,
Oh, I
I
forgot
don't
to-
know what a highlight button is.
I
I'll just
forgot to
call it a
warn us.
wand.
I forgot to
Okay.
warn us. We're past the hour.
Are we?
Let me
Oh,
just call it
102.
a
Holy
wand.
shit. let's stop talking drones now. Let's talk titties.
Justin, I misspoke. You are correct. I just looked at this on the what comes in it. It comes that Air 2S does come with one extra battery.
Yeah.
So
that's what I
originally you
said.
were saying he was a liar?
No, I was saying it was only coming with one that it showed in the package, but you look down the fine print, it shows it with an extra battery coming in it.
Just the tip, Long. Just the
Calling
tip.
you a liar. Just a tip.
No,
So
you're
that's
not.
that's not a
He
bad
never
price
used.
for
He
two
never
batteries.
used the word liar. Was it demented? Deluded. Anyway.
Where's Mike?
Night train.
But see, those
And-
combo kits at Costco tend to come with a bunch of extra crap that really
Yeah.
isn't that expensive to begin with.
Like
a
the
SD card's not expensive. That's not.
like the Mini 2 is like $439, and that's the drone, the controller, an extra battery, an SD card, and a carry bag for $439. Well, $440.
What I didn't get is why DJI was always sending out 16 gigabit SD cards. Like, why? Just keep it.
Oh, look at this. It's the first time
This is
flying
the
in 2
30
months,
this
and
is the 32.
he's going to have a rusty airframe. Has it been that long?
No, come on. It's a rusty oil.
It's microfiber, microcarbon, whatever the hell it is, carbon fiber.
Jeez, I tell you. Buy a fly more for the Mavic Air 2, Mavic 2 AS. What a nice batteries interchange. Yeah, that's a great thing. That is. Got 8
Justin was going to
batteries.
say he was getting ass fucked, but I didn't want to say anything.
No, whatever.
Yeah, that's a pretty good price for $440 for the Mini 2, which is a good little drone.
See what you got in your top drawer, Justin.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you saw that, didn't you?
takes a lot of batteries.
And it wasn't smiling.
No.
Jim, all Jim took was from that whole video was what
The
kind
music
of
sucked.
Yeah, But
How
the
were you
music-
raised?
but the music went with what the video was.
What is that nonsense? That music is so great. I mean, I've been to Van Halen, Peter Frampton comes out. I've been to 1 million concerts. Not one of us died. You put these idiots on stage spitting into a mic. 10 are dead in the Astrodome.
Mm. Hey, Lon, I want to ask a question here. Does log ride at 160 or 140? I thought it was 140. Or are you talking about the
It
Zoom
says
camera?
140 on DJI's site.
Yeah, I thought it was 140 and 200 in normal color profile. Not too sure.
That's what it said. You and I went through it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Isn't
got it
that
wrong.
what the internal
Mike
terabyte storage is for?
Hey guys,
Hey,
How are you,
Michael,
hey, good to see you.
good to
What's up,
see you,
Mike?
sir.
Mate, good. Hey, I sent you the link in Facebook Messenger as well.
Right? Yeah, it didn't come through. I don't know what. I typed in your name and it brought up a link, but it was like dead or something. So I don't know what's going on in the messenger, but
He sent you
Okay.
last week's.
Oh yeah.
I'm not sure. It
Obviously,
didn't
it's
come up as
here.
a message though. So maybe
That's
it's
because I sent
it's
him
like
this
a
new one.
deleted conversation or something. Who knows? But it wasn't there. So
It doesn't
Anyway.
matter, mate.
but it's all right. I'm here. Good to see you guys.
Yeah, man. That's
Yeah,
So,
been
Mikey,
popped on.
Hey. And interesting conversation. Talk. What do you, the Mavic 3 you guys talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm tempted to get it. You
Well,
know,
for,
it's
your kind, for what you do, Mike, cinematic work, I think it's going to be a very good drone.
right. And then for me, it's the camera is definitely a bit of an upgrade. But for me, the flight time, that extra 15 minutes basically in the air, in terms of me having to stop and change batteries in my situation,
Mm.
being in the wheelchair and stuff, it could save me like a whole lot of hassle.
I can see that.
Mm.
I was going to get one of those little adapters that you can get, to allow you to run a piggyback battery on a Mavic 2. They reckon they get 40, 45 minutes out of those with a LiPo on top. And then I was looking through the videos and I came across a video of a guy trying one out, and basically the video consisted of him screaming at his drone for 10 minutes after it fried the battery and fried his drone. So I thought, yeah, maybe I'll give that one a miss.
The problem I always had with those was they always add extra weight to it, so you're at a balance point of how much time
remember
you're really adding.
Remember that mod for the Inspires, Jim, where you could put two massive, great, batteries on the side, that 10 kilos of extra burden.
Exactly what I'm talking about, brother.
Mm. Yeah, look, yeah, as you said, for your situation, Mike, it's fantastic. Really is. And I'm just mucking around here, but the flight time of the Mini 2 that I found the other day just gave more opportunity and longer time in the air for the birds to down me. Bloody things. Yeah. So, but the flight time I found really good. I mean, we're talking, I don't know, similar sort of flight times, I guess, when you talk the Mini 2 and what do you got, 35, 40 minutes? It's advertised 46 or some shit.
Right.
You won't be getting that.
I think
Aldrin
you get
said
as
it was
solid half hour.
36, wasn't it? Didn't Aldrin say you got 36 out of it?
Okay, so we're looking at around about between 6 and 10 minutes of difference between the Mini 2 and that.
I get like 29 minutes out of it.
Yeah,
what do you get?
I get 20 odd minutes. If I take my battery down to like 15%, that's a long time to be in the air with the Pro 2, which was ample with six batteries. My God.
I get nervous around 18%. It's like I want to get this thing landed before I have to land it.
Yeah, you know?
What it is with me, Mike, is I keep it. I'm usually obviously line of sight, but I mean, if I'm down at 15 or something like that, I'm close.
Right.
Because I've always had that problem at 11%. It wants to land no matter what.
Right.
I'm generally on the ground at 30, mainly because I just want to eke the maximum life, as in recharges, out of my batteries.
Yeah, I know. That does make sense, though.
Actually, I saw this the other day. Now, who was I watching? Idaho Quadcopter, maybe? I'm not sure.
Marcus.
Yep. So I think I think it was his channel. Anyway, he's flying around all over the place. Now, he got to the point where it went into auto landing, right? Now, I've been in situations with auto landing where it required me to muck about with it a bit and move it around and put it where I need it, right? Now, he couldn't move that drone at all while it was in auto landing, which isn't a good thing.
No.
Right.
Well, I've been in situations with auto landing where I've been forced to put down in a 90-year-old lady's backyard.
Yes, you did, but you could move it around.
Yeah, as long as you kept the full up stick going, it would not descend, and you could move side to side or forward or back. But
it wouldn't go any further up, but you could keep it.
Height.
Yeah, you could keep it at its height. Right.
Yeah. Or you can, actually, okay, on the Spark, if it's going into auto landing, you can punch it back up again, right?
Oh, you can
actually, yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to learn about, running out of battery and gas, we need to get Adrian on the show.
Adrian's on there, yeah. He's landed his drones many, many kilometers away from his house.
Stand back.
The guy who does it more than anybody else is Dustin Dunhill in Hawaii. Every time you see one of his video notifications, get range tests for the XYZ, you go, another cross-country trip, Dustin?
Yeah.
He don't care about losing them.
No, he jumps in his car and rolls off chasing it. I think anybody in Hawaii, if they're walking along and they find a drone on the ground, they go, hello, is that Dustin Dunhill? I found a drone.
Oh yeah, because those damn the wings, man, he takes those things far as shit. The ones that are on the 4G LTE.
Yes, I've got the Disco here, and I'm thinking about buying a second one. There's another one for sale close to me, and I admit it's Dustin Dunhill who started me with that for sure.
You went to what? 3 islands with that?
Yeah. Yep.
He went over 20. I want to say 25 miles, wasn't it? Something like that.
The record flight now with the Parrot Disco was 3 hours and 20 minutes and something like 137 miles.
Wow.
Oh,
And that,
Man,
for
that's-
something that originally came out with a 25-minute flight.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when
Yeah.
he lost that first one. He lost connection to it.
Yeah, he plotted the flight a little bit close to the cliffs there, I think.
Several friends who lives below where Dunstan flies. Wow, I wonder how many drones they've got.
Well, you can tell the people, you can tell the people who live below where Dustin flies, they're the ones wearing the safety hat.
And they have 10
Yeah.
drones in their garage.
have
Oh,
a big,
yeah,
have
No
a big net.
controllers.
Did you guys see? I know you were talking about Marcus Crawford there.
Oh, yeah. No
Um,
worries. Thanks, Lon.
over the Snake River Canyon there. I
Yeah.
got to say the footage looked pretty good, even just through YouTube, of the the rock formations and stuff. And he probably didn't mess with coloring it or anything, So I was pretty impressed with that camera.
Yeah, I mean,
On
it
what?
just goes to show how good DJI are. I mean, Evel Knievel couldn't get across there with a rocket.
Right.
I would have been, and I didn't see him talk about at all. And even Ron was there, Ron Lockwood. What about the updrafts on the sides of that thing? And neither one of them seemed to have had a problem. Because
Yeah.
Marcus, I saw one where he went pretty far out.
Yeah, he gets out over there, and he was,
Yeah.
and he was flying for a long time, and he was like, I still got like 50% battery. He was pretty pleased with that. So,
Yeah,
What
I love
drone
that
were you
with
talking
Dustin.
about with that footage you liked?
pardon?
What drone were you talking about with that footage that you liked?
The Mavic 3, one of Idaho quadcopters things over the Snake River there. I just thought it looked, pretty sharp.
Well, it does. Yeah. Great footage. It is. It is a nice camera. Now, when you consider the normal color profiling when you're shooting in 8-bit on the Mavic 2 Pro, you're still talking a pretty nice picture.
Oh yeah, it's
You know.
beautiful.
Yeah.
For social
So
media. For social
Yeah,
media,
absolutely.
You can tell, once it's been compressed by YouTube or whatnot, I don't know whether you can really tell the difference.
And I see Ron Lockwood put some stuff up. It takes me a while to get to everybody's stuff, so it might sit there for a week. But some crazy lady canyon or something that he went to, that place was awesome, and the footage was beautiful. And I assume that was like a Mavic 2 or something.
Yeah, that's his Pro. He has the Pro.
Yeah.
His other one's on the hillside up there somewhere, still up with the trees.
With the crazy lady. Yeah.
It's going to be a long, long time before people look at the Mavic 2 and go, no, that's obsolete.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, exactly right.
Well, not for DJI. They're probably thinking that January 1st.
I've heard they already stopped selling the older smart controller now.
They were getting hard to find even 6 months ago, Mike.
Yeah. And but it's all personal choice and what you can afford, basically, what it boils down to.
The original smart controller was a great disappointment. I mean, when you held it in your hand, the feel, the build, the quality, how strong it was, you couldn't fault it. It was great, and the screen was big enough. But the processor was 4 years old before it came out, and it didn't have enough RAM. Mine used to crash regularly, unless you were just doing the very basics. And when you went and looked in the log, it was always out of memory error, out of memory error, out of memory error.
Wow.
They actually sent me and a lot of members of their programs a questionnaire about 6 months ago. What would you like to see in a new smart controller? I just said I'd like to see it not crash every 5 minutes.
Well, they lock it down like the original Crystal Sky was on Android 5. They lock these things down so you can't put progressive programs on them. They don't want you using it.
Yeah, the smart controller came out on 5, and then they upgraded it to 7. I don't know what the new one's on. I've got the Matt's disappeared. We must tell him something about the Triple Tech we were talking about. But for those of you who might have one, the new 8-inch one anyway, Triple Tech have just released a patch to stop it charging from your controller, which was the biggest complaint people had with it.
I know Brian BMAC Aerials has one. He's had it for a while.
He's the same as me. I think he's got the 7-inch Pro. I don't know if you heard that, Matt, but we were talking about-
Misha! Sorry, I got to say
Oh,
good day.
it's all good, mate.
How are you?
Yeah, Triple Tech have released a patch to stop the tablet charging from the controller.
Right. Yeah. I use the old smart controller myself. For me, it's just I can't move my fingers at all. So the all-in-one convenience of that thing, not having to plug a phone in, this, that, and the other. I just snap it on my wheelchair, and even though the range is not as good, but just start it up and go, as long as I stay within range and you can see the brightness of the screen. So
as long as all you were using was the standard Go 4 app, and as long as you
Right.
didn't assign too big a cache, you wanted to cache 16 gigs of video on there, it was okay. But as soon
Right.
as you had to start loading, Lychee or whatever the hell on side loaded, they started to become pretty glitchy. And I like to have Google Maps, not whatever the in-house map, and you could put all of that on, but yeah, it wasn't at its best.
Right. I hear the new one's good, so hopefully. But either way, I'm going to wait till next spring anyway, because it's going to be snowing here for the next 4 or 5 months.
Well, at this stage, the new one only supports the Mavic 3,
Right.
and apparently the old one isn't going to support it. Not that there's any reason why it can't. I mean, it supports the Air 2S that runs on Fly.
Yeah.
So obviously that's just DJI's clever marketing. Oh, if we don't update it, they're going to have to buy the new one.
Honestly, Mike, you might want to sell yours before it becomes obsolete, and then it's just a paperweight.
That's true, Although I'm definitely going to do some flying with it this winter. But if I'm going to put it out in, 20-degree weather, it's going to be my older drone as opposed to a new one, So, but
Still works. I keep it.
yeah,
I have a bad habit of not selling off my stuff.
I've got a bunch of batteries too that are pretty new. So, it's it'd be nice to have a backup or whatever. Don't always want to send it would end up being $4,000 for me to get the regular Flymore combo with the smart controller. So I don't want the Cine thing. That's another $1,000. And so I might as well buy it a la carte. And before I want to be pretty confident with that thing before I take any chances.
So you're going to afford a new computer and 60 terabytes worth of hard drive? You're going to get the Cine version?
No. I'm going to get the regular version and then buy the controller separately.
Yep.
Oh, nice, AZ. You took your drone out for a spin. He just popped in the chat. Well, I was just telling him about how you got yours today and everything.
That's cool. Well,
he got the smart.
It worked.
He got the Cine. He got the Cinema one with all the Flymore, and he got the smart controller and all that.
Who did?
AZ drone dude, but damn, FedEx was holding it in the warehouse in California for like 5 or 6 days.
We're in California. We're in California. Hey, I'm here. I'm AZ drone dude. I'm here to pick up my drone.
He got it. He got it today finally, but they were holding it.
Is he saying that one of the batteries is stuffed? Is that on the 3?
Well, either that or he took it out for a spin because he was charging all the batteries up earlier today. So he might have took it out for a test flight.
Right. Okay.
Is what I think he meant by that.
When he says dead, I'm thinking, don't work. Shit, I hope not.
Yeah, one of the batteries
I don't know.
Dead already.
Yeah, one's faulty, he says.
Oh, that sucks, man.
Oh, man.
There was a few of those. If you remember when the Mavic 2 came out, there was a few of those.
Well, there's a lot of issues with a few of those batteries.
Depending on when you bought them, I've never had a single problem with the Mavic 2 battery.
Well, there you go.
2018 batteries gave me a problem.
August.
I think it was
August
August or before, yeah.
Yeah, see, I've got an August one with a cell dropping. It's not swelling. I've got no swelling in any of those batteries, and
Just
I think
flatten
it
it
all
out.
comes. Well, I did. I've done that. I've done that like 3 times, and it still shits itself. So that's my drone. If I'm going really close to something and down low, if something happens, it doesn't matter. Once I start pushing that battery and really drawing some energy out of it, it starts to just go. Oh, so yeah, whatever. I need to get another one for that. Make my name blue. Oh yes, sorry.
Well, at least he's got 2 more batteries to tie him over till he can get a replacement.
Right. That's why it's good to wait and see with a brand new, totally whole new system like that. It's like, let them get the kinks out for a little bit, and let the other guys be the test pilots for now.
I've always
I
been
didn't-
like that. I wait 6 months or so before
I didn't
buy
buy the
something.
Mavic 2 and Pro until it had been on the market about 10 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
What I don't like is that the thing is coming with a 5-inch screen.
Yeah. You like a
And what?
bigger screen.
The
You know
Sin,
what?
the Mavic 3 Sin coming with a 5.5-inch screen.
I was, you all know I've been using the iPad for a long time, and I really do like it, right? Clipping things on and all that sort of shit. It doesn't rhyme. It takes me 2 seconds. But I tell you now, after flying that Mini and using everything's just there. It's just, everything's so easy. And the picture that I found on the phone was quite adequate to use that. Although maybe a little bit, I had to wear me glasses to really read that screen
I love
properly.
you. Papa, answer
Damn
the
spam.
Spam.
It says suspected spam on the phone.
Yeah. I like
Wait
about a 7 to 8 inch screen, Matt. I find that to be a nice compromise.
Yeah, but I didn't mind the fact that because I was walking around all over the place. The only thing that case of yours needs is a strap. But what I did do was I had my DJI bag with me with all my shit in it, and I just unclipped it and then put your handle your case through it and then clipped it back
Yep.
up. So everything I was walking around with everything.
It's just a good case to fit in my motorcycle panniers, that one, mate. And that's what I love about that Mini 2. I can put the whole thing in one of my panniers.
Well, you used to be able to do that.
Well, that's right. I'm watching what I'm saying, Justin, because he's already flown it in the kitchen once. I'm waiting for it to nosedive into the incinerator.
Yeah, you got to
I did
award.
too.
You need to word it in past tense, there, Ari. Past tense. You have
I
to.
used to. I can still put it in the pannier now, Justin. It's just that it's in a bag that rattles, a paper bag.
I actually saw a Mini, I think it was the SE at Costco the other day. And it's like, I never saw one in person before. I can't believe how actually mini that damn thing is. Man, that thing is small. It's terrific
Yeah.
that truly is a pocket drone,
Yeah.
But if you're going
The
to
Mini
buy one,
2 is
Mini
so
2.
small.
the
Yeah.
original Mini was so underpowered, and the SE has still got the enhanced Wi-Fi, as they call it, whereas the Mini
I
2
don't-
has OcuSync.
I don't know if you heard earlier, Mike, because I've obviously done a video and put the footage into post and all that, and then the fact that I said that the Mini 2 shits all over the original Pro, image-wise. It absolutely fantastic,
Yeah.
unbelievable. I am so impressed with this thing.
Yeah.
And what you can actually still push in post, although you got to be careful because it will bleed, but the amount of detail it picks out of darks blew me away. Absolutely blew me away. A little
Yeah.
bit of noise reduction gets your sharpness back, but the detail was there. Whereas the Mavic Pro just turns to mush once you
Right.
start giving it low light. Doesn't like it at all.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's amazing.
And it's
Yeah.
a heck of a price. It is. It's
The
a
only
heck of a
thing I don't
price.
like about it, and I understand why, is you got to use a screwdriver to change the props.
Yeah.
That looks like a real pain to me, but
That'd be
Yeah.
difficult for you, Mike. I was out on a job site with a guy this week, Mike. Actually, I have a spotter. To go. The site I'm flying on is very dangerous, so I've got to have a spotter to make sure the next 290-ton boulder doesn't fall on me. But he flies, a little bit recreationally, and he was sitting there, and he said, "Oh, I hate the Mavic 2. The controller's too small. I haven't got any control on the stick. No one can be prepared to. No one should be expected to fly with that little controller and have good control." And I just looked at him and said, "Get on YouTube and look up this guy named Mike Roche and come back and talk to me next week."
Yeah.
right.
So I'm looking forward to this Wednesday. True story. I'm looking forward to this Wednesday.
Yeah.
There you go. The Mini 2 footage is used by the tourist authority here in Ireland.
Yep.
Yeah, because you know what, 99% of the people who look at that footage wouldn't see a sky that's overexposed and all this sort of stuff.
Right.
They're not looking for it. Unless you're looking at footage for what that camera can do, you can see the faults and you can see its limitations, you know. But
It's about
99%
it's
of
about
people looking at it.
80%. It's about 80% of the drone of a Mavic 2 at less than 50% of the price.
Yeah. No, fantastic. I love it. I freaking love that thing. I swear to God, I do. I didn't think I would, you know. But
Honestly, I think that'd be a
It's
nice
cool.
little addition to your fleet, Matt. You getting one of those?
What do you mean? He's already added
it,
to his
it
fleet.
is. It is a nice
Yeah.
addition.
What's the old saying? Possession is 9/10 of the law.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does that
Denial.
transfer over? Is that the same in Australia?
Yeah. Well, Ari knows where it is. I mean, it's called borrowing indefinitely, I guess.
I'm honestly not worried. Like most of us, I'm flying that much for work at the moment that flying for fun is just not on the cards at the moment.
Well, that's good that you guys are close enough that you can do that. You know,
Yeah, only in
trade
distance.
drones and stuff.
Only
Yeah.
distance.
Well, you guys have flown together a couple of times, haven't you?
Yeah,
Of course we have. Yeah,
Right.
I've been flying. I've been watching Ari try to, but he's getting there.
Yeah. Hey Ari, you should fly down there and fly around that pinnacle. What? That one 3 miles down there? Yeah, that
That
one.
was funny.
Ari,
That was
I
funny.
saw that cliff,
That was our first day.
and they've got nets over that cliff to keep the falling rocks from
That's right.
hitting
Exactly so.
people. You know,
The fun, I don't suppose you watch Channel 7 News of an evening, do you, Matt?
Sorry, mate.
I don't suppose you watch Channel 7 News of an evening?
No, I don't watch.
Because on Thursday of this week, they had a big thing about the goat track down Mount Tambourine and showed all this drone footage. I don't know who would have taken that.
Oh, you're kidding, right?
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
they?
Yeah, no one told me it was going to be there. It popped up and I went, I recognise that footage.
Art, how are you, mate?
Hey,
Hey, Art.
Let me have a look at something here.
looks a little dicey. What are they going to do with that rock structure?
they're drilling it with 36-foot long high tensile steel bolts. And that mesh that they secure it with is, well, it's not your average garden mesh anyway. It's all high tensile stuff. But even before they've done that, Jim, it's they blasted off hundreds and hundreds of tons of loose boulders and scale. The biggest boulder that came off was 290 tons. But look, it's an interesting place to fly. You know, all the time that you're there, they've got the guys up on the cliff face drilling. And there's a constant stream of little rocks and boulders coming down there. And nowadays, originally when I went there to fly, I would walk down the slope behind. There's got a big chest-high barrier that's supposed to protect you. But now that I've got all the automated flight plans in place, I just stand up above the site and send the drone off and say, you know, see you later, drone expendable.
Yeah.
Is this stuff on your channel, Ari?
No, unfortunately, it will be. But until the job is over, Mike, it's all under confidentiality. Yeah, because it's a state government project, and they don't want anybody stealing their thunder. When the road is open, they'll want to, do a big flashy release. So, probably around March. Well, it's supposed to be finished on December the 20th. So probably around July of next year, it'll be over.
The way I was looking at it from the upper view like that, looks like a bit of a precarious situation to be driving on that road. That's why I asked you about the rock. Yeah.
It's very interesting with the flight plans, the automated flight plans, between the highest point when the drone is over the top of the mountain and then when it's over the valley, it drops about 400 feet. It's if you get 400 feet above the top of the cliff and you move 20 feet that way, you're now 800 feet above the ground. It's quite awkward. But it's fun.
Well, look for some stuff to come out from me soon. I got video from last year still that I've got to edit. So, I'll be hopefully getting my editing mood back, because last year put me in a bad mood with all that crap going on in our country,
Yeah.
and I just wasn't in that place, you know,
I understand that, Mike.
to be creative.
Yeah.
So.
I was waiting for Matt to say something. He looked like he was about to say something.
No, nothing intelligent anyway.
Mm.
I wasn't sure because he's cotton onto the adjusting his glasses. He's catching himself doing that now.
And
You know what I saw
I'm
that
pulling myself up.
that Mini 3 in other countries will be able to use the 4G dongle,
Yes,
4G, 5G, but not here in the US.
I think we're going to be getting it here. I've been told probably so by the DJI dealer. So
Did you say the Mini 3?
No, yeah.
The
He did.
Mavic 3.
Oh, I
Never
was about to
seen
say,
it.
what the fuck?
Why is that? Does anyone know definitively why that is not in the U.S.?
Beyond
Or would it
visual
be?
line of sight. They don't want to give you the ability to go
Okay.
beyond visual line of sight.
So unless
Damn
that gets
drones
worked
already
out.
go 5 miles.
Yeah.
That's because your last name is not UPS, FedEx,
We,
Amazon, Walmart.
Right.
I mean, we all know how easy they want to make it for you to fly beyond line of sight if your name is not Amazon.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to be losing any sleep waiting for Amazon or any of them to do deliveries.
Yeah.
Normal deliveries by drone. That's
Shit.
going to be medical stuff. That's
Hey.
all pie in the sky crap, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just going to get dressed, maybe a minute.
They're doing it where I live, Mike. You know, I can order it and I'll drop it in my garden right now.
All right, Matt.
It's
Yeah.
not about the deliveries. That's not where they're making their money.
But
It's
think
the
about like Manhattan or something. Where are they going to?
yes.
You can't leave it on the sidewalk, and you can't. Where are you going to go to roof of a high rise? It's it's just not going to happen in a big city like that. And in here, snowbanks half the year. What are you going to leave an old lady's package out in the snow?
Yep.
It's crazy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
They're not making money out of the delivery, Mike. You can't have a
Right.
fleet of $25,000 drones and make money out of delivering coffee and $5 Chinese toys.
Hey, Justin, I'm just going to get dressed.
What was that when you threw your hair down and took the glasses off a couple weeks ago?
Comes
with
Ron. I was trying to arouse Ron. It didn't work, did
Yeah.
it? No. Anyway, must have.
Why does Ron use L'Oreal?
Only his hairdresser knows for sure. Is that how it went?
Mm.
Or was that
Massage
clear
extra
off?
scalp. Never mind. All right, so I'm going to get dressed, maybe a minute.
Thanks for the warning.
Hey, Matt, go get dressed.
Fuck off.
He usually remembers to turn the camera off.
Well,
So, Mike, you got more foliage footage or any photos for me?
foliage. Geez, the last one you actually watched of that little glacial waterfall lake. That actually flew last fall. It's got some fall colors in it. It's pretty nice. And but I've got some more from last fall. This fall up here, the colors stunk. It was
Yeah,
just
you said they were coming late.
yeah, they're real late, and real muted. The colors were just. It was a really wet summer. Too much rain all year. You could have used the water out there, Steve, and but we had more water than we could handle, and but so that somehow affected the trees. It was just late. We had warm weather late, which is nice, but the fall foliage was horrible.
Well,
wish
what
we
they're
could get those-
predicting, NOAA's predicting a La Nina. We're predicting another drought again, 50% of normal for us here. But the Pacific Northwest going across to below the Great Lakes and the Mississippi Valley and going east, they're saying it's going to be above normal precipitation.
Mm.
That's what we get here for La Nina as well, Steve. We always get a rain event. We're undergoing what they call a green drought here at the moment. You know, we're getting that much rain that everyone's getting flooded out, but none of it is falling in the catchment areas. And we're pretty soon in the next few months, we're going to go on water rationing.
Man.
Well, they had some major flooding up in Oregon, Washington, and up into Canada earlier this week, to where you're just looking at a road, and all of a sudden I saw this clip. The guy's filming it. It was just like this whole wall of water just came right on through. But he was filming for like 30 minutes, and it was just like you were looking at a river flowing through, and it was the road.
What I want to know is, are Americans like Australians? You know, it appears that the average Australian can be driving down a road in the middle of the night after a rain event. He can come to a creek, which is usually 6 feet wide. It's now 700 yards wide and 60 feet deep. And they look at it and go, yeah, I reckon I could drive through that.
Well, that happens in Arizona a lot, where Robert's at, and they get the flash floods over there because of the monsoons that we come out of Mexico and come up, and it gets crazy over there.
Yeah, I never understand that. I mean, it only takes a few inches of fast running water to throw your car possibly off the road.
Oh yeah,
No, not for me, buddy. Of course, how many times do you see it on the news? Somebody sitting on the roof of their car as they're floating downstream. See you later, buddy.
Right.
Well, we went. This is several years back. We went up to Zion National Park, and where you go into the gorge, where you go back in, you see all those beautiful walls that people shoot all the time, all the colors of the red rock, and you're going in like tunnels and everything in there. And we were getting ready to go in, and the ranger said, "Nope, don't. We already have warning. It's raining. I forget how many miles away, but the area that it was is what feeds into there." And we came back about an hour later, not even. Man, it was only about this deep of water. I mean, you couldn't see bottom. I mean, it just completely flooded the whole inside of that area.
Yeah. Yeah, just about every area has some kind of intense weather. You guys in Florida, you get pummeled with the hurricanes.
Well, we also get tornadoes down here too, quite frequently.
Yeah.
To be honestly.
And
In
that's
California, you guys beautiful weather, but the fires and earthquakes and stuff. And here
Earthquakes are rare. I mean, really, if you think about it. I mean, we get small ones all the time, every day. If you go into a Caltech site, and you can actually watch the seismographs there at the site.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all over the place in California.
right.
But they're all small, which is good because it relieves pressure. But
Right.
I'm not going to worry about it.
weather
Right.
worries me
It's
more
not
than
going to help.
weather's more of a worry than earthquakes. Things are changing. I'm not going to get into the climate change debate as in why, man-made or natural. But things are changing. For us, tornadoes are something, historically, that's something that happens in North America. And then we've had 3 in southeast Queensland here in the last 2 months. And, I've lived here for 50 years. I don't remember one. We've had 3 in 2 months. It's weird.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, we have the most drastic weather in the whole world.
As far as tornadoes,
I don't know,
yes.
but Canada just had that whole highway stopped dead from, what was that, snow? Or rocks, a mudslide? Oh, Gary's put it on here. We had 311 people trapped on the highway in 2 mudslides in Western Canada. They all had to be flown out.
But I mean, you can kind of, but you can kind of lump Canada in there with us as a whole.
Don't say that to anybody in Canada, mate. That's fighting words.
Well, I'm just saying for drastic weather, though, just the entire continent.
Right. It's the same system.
Yeah. It's
Same
just,
chunk of land.
Yeah. Because as far as the weather's concerned, that border doesn't exist.
Really? There's
Not
no
here.
fence?
Comes right to my house, man.
Oh,
Straight out of
It just
Alberta.
stops. It says, "This is the border." Oh, nope, can't come across.
Make a left.
Got your COVID shot?
That is the dumbest shit. Whatever.
Yeah.
I heard something the other day. What was it? It's now available for 5 to 11-year-olds. Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
I'll
my
send
kids
my
won't be
kid
getting.
there.
Well,
you
Jim, hang on.
You saw DeSantis just sign those 3 bills into law the day before yesterday. Banned all the vaccine mandates, everything. Can't.
We've
force
got
you
the
to get
best governor. I mean,
Oh,
he's
sure.
got the.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like in the States now, but if I want to go into a coffee shop here now, I got to have one of those.
Now,
Yeah.
here
Oh,
we can
my
sue.
God.
We can sue the coffee shop for asking us that.
Of
Right,
course,
Ari.
Matt's got one of these too now. Of course.
Well, let me give
Honestly,
you an
that's-
update. Let me give you an update, Ari.
And then the coffee shop gets a $55,000 fine for asking.
It depends on where you are. Like I'm in New York State. It's pretty relaxed, and where I live in the middle of the state, New York City, it's like where with Ari, you got to show your card to get into a restaurant.
LA,
You know,
is the same.
Mike-
LA, San Francisco, the same way here.
When I lived in New York, we always used to have those TV commercials on TV that said, "I love New York." You got to
Yeah.
get all these Manhattanites and Long Islanders to move up north. Stop coming to friggin' Florida, man. Go up north. Go upstate. Go to Peekskill and Syracuse and Utica.
I
Right.
just want to show Ari this. This is the legislation coming out on the vaccine passports and all sorts of shit. And we'll go straight down to section 8. States must not issue COVID vaccine passports. A state must not issue this.
That's not a
Subsection
passport.
1. Hey?
It's not a passport. It's a certificate of inoculation.
Yeah, it's a passport.
No, it's not.
Well, it's proof of vaccination.
Yeah, that's not a passport. It's not claimed to be. It doesn't say anywhere on here required for entry. Blah blah blah. It's the state government's estate. You have to have proof of vaccination. I mean, it's
So what-
semantics, but it's not a passport. That's not going to stop anything, Matt.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It won't stop anything. Well, we'll see about that. But anyway, again, above that, a state must not discriminate against a person on the basis of whether that person has been received a vaccine. Subsection not
The
applied to. Blah,
problem
blah,
is
blah.
that has already been challenged in the Supreme Court and overturned in Western Australia, Palmer versus.
Grant
So
license. Hang on.
Good luck with it.
No. This only came out last week.
Yeah. Look, mate. I love the anti-vaxxers, panning that, but it's pretty much like peeing in your pants, mate. It gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling, but it's not going to accomplish much else.
That's, as I've said in the past. That's a pretty broad statement. Anti-vax.
At this stage, I used to stay away from that, but at this stage, I'm pretty comfortable with it. Look, for Christ's
You
sake,
are.
just shut the fuck up and get vaccinated or stop whining. I mean, I'm not going to force you. My attitude is I've got it. I've only got one lung. I was considered to be terminally ill
Yeah.
for a year or two.
Yeah.
It makes sense to me. I'm not going to hold a gun to your head and say you do it. But if you don't want to, then if the majority put restrictions on you because of that, your choice.
Well, it's not
Yeah.
so much that it's anti-vax; it's anti-telling me that I need to get it.
Right.
That's
It's,
semantics, mate.
it's just being forced whether you want to.
It's
or
not that you need to get it; you have to have it. That's the way they're
Like,
going.
I don't
about it.
care if my neighbor gets vaccinated. Just don't tell me that I have to do it myself.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Don't tell you have to have a driver's license, or don't tell you have
And-
to. I mean, that's what governments are about, man. They're about telling you what to do.
No, I have
Not
the
in the
right to
US or
protect
not?
myself.
And if you look at the CDC now, they came out with it. Now it says if you're vaccinated, it doesn't stop you from transmitting the virus.
It
Or
doesn't
getting
stop
it.
The
you. It makes it-
CDC came out and finally said that.
Yeah.
Steve, I think a lot of people interpret what is said in the light of which they want. It doesn't stop you getting it, and it doesn't stop
no.
you passing on.
I
but
only
it
take my
does-
information from real doctors.
It does reduce the likelihood.
Well, that's if you look at a couple of people, and I keep forgetting the doctor's name, and Mike will remember it. This is a gentleman who created the mRNA technology, the doctor. You remember his name, Mike?
Oh, geez, the guy with the beard.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He created the technology. He came out and he was talking about regarding here the Pfizer vaccine at least. He was not a part of creating the vaccine. but he took all the test results and everything, and he ran through a study and found out that what has come up with the Pfizer, and that's the only one that he ran it on until he's been cut off, because now you can't find him on the CDC site, any federal sites, or everything. He's completely been stripped. They found out that the chances of you coming down with the virus is 50% higher than an unvaccinated person, because
rubbish.
No, wait a second.
Rubbish.
Wait, the mRNA vaccine is actually transposed. But you look at all of it here in California, and all the states are the most highly vaccinated. Why are we coming down with all of a sudden greater amounts of people coming down with it, if we've got the highest vaccinated count of the other states?
Steve, statistics are wonderful things, and I'll quote Oscar Wilde here. There are lies.
It's 2 years later. Why are we still talking about it?
And there are statistics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just want it to be a choice, man. I mean, I got the shot.
I agree with that, Mike. I agree. It should be a choice, but my choice is, if you don't want the jab, I choose not to have you eating in a restaurant with me. And
that's fine with me. I don't want to be near you people who think like that. So I'm
and as 85% of the population agrees with me,
let's all wear T-shirts. If you got the vaccination, wear a red T-shirt. So I can stay the hell away from you.
I'm happy with that.
I'm good with it. I'm fine with that. If you have no sense of self-preservation,
the government has messed with our heads so much. All of our governments.
Yep.
Yeah, they've got us arguing with each other now, and it's like, it's crazy.
Not
and
my
it's
case, Mike. I don't want to argue. I've held this. Matt and I are absolute polar opposites in our opinions, and we know that. We've known that since day one, and yet Matt and I still have a perfectly functional and good friendship, because we've discussed it 8, 10, 12 months ago.
As long as you stand 6 feet away from each other.
No, our attitude is,
wear a paper mask that does nothing.
I make my choice. I choose to associate with that. That's my choice. Whether he's vaccinated, he chooses to associate with me. That's it. I'll do what I think is fit for my situation, and also whether you should have it. Matt is the same age as me, but he's in far better health. And neither of us are out there in the public meeting everybody, and we don't go to football venues and stuff like that. It's a fully justifiable decision on his part not to have the jab. On my part, because my health is so fraught, it would be crazy for me not to take every precaution I can.
Well, what are they up to now? 3? You got to take one, then you got to take a booster, and then
that'll come.
There's a deviant, so you got to take a third one now.
That's going to come for sure.
Yeah, because even the CEO of Moderna came out on the news the other day stating that you're going to definitely need the booster, and then the CDC is also stating that the life expectancy is far less than they originally thought. Now they're saying the life expectancy of the vaccine is anywhere between 8 to 12 weeks.
In certain cases, depending on your own personal, but for a lot of people that isn't the case.
And everybody's body is different.
This is the problem, Steve. People sees on a report like that says this certain subgroup of people with these problems, the vaccine is only going to be good for 12 weeks. Mm-hmm. And then people go, oh, look, see, it's only good for 12 weeks for everybody.
Look, I'm just gonna say one thing, and I found this out yesterday. My daughter got her first dose, and she's been in hospital for a week. All right, that's all I'm going to say.
Oh no!
About that,
I will not allow my granddaughter to get it.
Well, I wouldn't have either. But anyway,
your daughter got the first jab, Matt?
Yeah.
Prayers, Matt.
Yeah, it's.
Well, I know there's how many countries already came out talking about at least the Moderna, that you're not allowed to take it, period, if you're under 30 years of age.
And this is the thing. This is what they are giving the kids here in Australia.
Was it Moderna or Pfizer, Matt?
Moderna.
That surprises me because, as far as I was aware, only the Pfizer was approved for under 16.
Oh, absolutely. Everywhere else except Australia.
No, I thought it was. I could be wrong, but I thought it was only Pfizer for under 16s here.
No, Moderna, mate. Moderna. It's
all,
been
all
banned.
all four of my kids have had theirs. They all had Pfizer, and in all four of their cases, it was their choice. We did not. The mother and I did not say to them, "You must have it." We said, "Your choice."
Well, this is the thing, and I mean, I know. Look, anyway, I'm not going to go into what's happening here, but it's got to be. And when it comes to being informed, you know, and when it comes to the fact that now, these little kids can make their own decisions now. So even without, if this is happening in Perth, even without parental knowledge, these kids are being pulled into buses and taken to get.
At age 16, you can probably, you know, even a bit younger, you can probably make an informed choice. But you know, now they're talking about 6-year-olds. Well, I don't think a 6-year-old can make a choice.
No.
I've actually heard of a case here in the States where I'm not sure, where a kid forged their parents' signature or something in order to get it, because they're like so into it, wanted to be part of the thing.
Pressured.
Yeah.
I would love to know why Brent Ariels thinks DeSantis is an idiot. How? The man does nothing but gives us the right to make our own decisions without overreaching of the government.
And it's amazing how Florida is 48th in the United States in the number of cases. So, okay.
He protects us. He literally protects us from overreach of government. How is he an idiot?
Because
if you
people
think he's
choose
an
to
idiot,
believe what they want to believe.
but if he thinks that
Justin.
if he thinks he's an idiot, then all hope is lost.
Well, it's gone.
Listen, I'm gonna have to wrap this up in a second, but I will. I don't know if you've read that at all, Ari. But as I said,
I can't. I'm too far away from the screen, mate. I can barely see you.
Okay, I'll just give you a quick thing, right? Because this legislation came out last week, and I just gave you that number 8.
Send
and when
them
you
a
go to
link.
10, part 1, 2, and 3, yeah, I probably will. A business must discriminate against a
I
person.
don't know why anybody thinks that's going to protect them from anything, because the governments will just pass.
That's what we have here, Matt, in Florida. A business
but
must
this-
not discriminate.
This is the federal law which just came out. All right, so whatever you want to make of that, anyway. And provide foods or goods or services, giving a person access to the business premises. All right. So anyway, that's the tip of the iceberg with that document there, which is.
It'll just be overturned in the High Court.
Yes, because
Isn't that what they always do? If it doesn't suit them.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
I just
that'll go into whatever it does later, whatever it does. But I really got to end it here because I got to go to work.
Get your ass to work, Matt.
I know.
Somebody has to work.
We need that toilet paper.
I'm going to have to. Yeah, I'll deliver it directly to your door, Ari. I'll be nice and I'll just drop it off. So you don't have to go anywhere, mate.
You can tell who, when on Matt's delivery routes, you can tell who has had the vaccination. They all get the used toilet paper.
Yeah.
But when he
that
drops it
video
out,
that
how
we
many
played
how many
where the
rolls
guy
of toilet
slams his
paper?
hammer on his thumb.
Hey?
You know the video we play where the guy slams his hammer on the thumb?
Yeah.
That was a choice he made. And in the United States of America, with or without Biden, the people will always decide to make their own choices. End
The
of
only answer
story.
I've got to that is, Jim, some people shouldn't be allowed to own a hammer.
Yeah.
That's true too. Well,
That's true.
we've got mass murderers.
Oh dear.
Well,
But anyway, hey, thanks for. Hey, Mike, great to see you, man. It's been a
Freedom of
while.
choice.
good to see you, Matt. And
Thanks.
maybe if you could, in the messenger, either cancel the old conversation, start a new one. For some reason, I've never gotten links in a while, so
Okay.
you know,
All right.
But,
Take care, everyone. Thanks for
I'll
having
do
us
that.
on, Matt.
good to see you guys.
Take
Cheers
care,
to
Ari.
Jim.
Mike, everybody in the chat, take care.
All right, take care. Thanks, Matt.
Good on you. Thanks very much, guys.
Thank you, Matt. Take care, everybody. Have a
All
good
right, thank
day.
you.
Be safe out there, Matt.
You know I will. Good on you, boys. Thanks very much. And thanks, everyone, for popping in again on the chat. Good to see everyone again. Chris Wedgworth, didn't see you earlier. I don't know how long you've been here, but g'day. How are you? And Mel, 400 AGL. Max Sayers got that there. Robert Glazier, yep, no worries. Who else we got? Oh, I don't know. Londonard, thanks for popping in again, man. Always good to see. Always good to see everyone in the chat there. It's fantastic. But anyway, got to roll. Shit to do. You know how it is. So hopefully everyone has a great weekend and has a great week. And hopefully we'll see you again, same time, same channel next week for another enthralling episode of this crap that we do. All right, cheers, everyone. Yeah. Oh.